guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Christian Q&A. I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me some questions, so I'm going to be answering those for you guys today. So first off, I should probably clarify what my beliefs are. So I am a Christian, and that means that I believe that Jesus died on the cross for our sins and that I have given my life to Him. Before I get started, I just want to say some of these topics can be kind of controversy and can cause a lot of different opinions to be expressed, but I'm going to make this video with an open mind and I'm going to share what I personally think about these questions. The first question is, I'm having trouble opening up to God. Any suggestions on starting the process? For me, I think what's helped me the most about opening up to God is really just giving everything over to Him. I know it sounds so easy to do, but it's really not, but fully surrendering your whole life to Him and every single thing that you're going through and just giving it over to Him can really help you open up to God and get so much closer with Him. You always have to remember that God knows everything about you. It's not like you're telling Him something that He doesn't know, because He knows everything about you. So I think just having that courage to tell God what you're going through and fully allow Him to work through your life can be very life-changing. The next question is, I want to start a Christian YouTube channel. Do you have any tips? Well, I'm just now getting started with my YouTube channel. This is only my second video, so don't really have much. But I think something that has helped me is just don't be afraid of what other people think. When I was first starting this and thinking about starting it, I had a lot of doubts about starting a YouTube channel because I was afraid of what people would think. I was afraid I would get judged. In all reality, if you have a Christian YouTube channel or you have a Christian Instagram, whatever you have or whatever you want to do, whatever God is calling you to do, you should do it, because it doesn't matter what other people think of you. All the glory is going to God, so don't care what other people think. I also prayed about my YouTube channel a lot before I did it and asked God if this was something that He was calling me to do. So I think that's something that could help you to ask Him for guidance. The next question is, what is your favorite book of the Bible and why? My favorite book of the Bible is James. I've always loved James. I actually started reading James really in depth 2 summers ago at Super Summer, which is a church camp I go to. And so when we did that, I learned so much in the book of James. It is a very small book, but James is so full of so many great stories, and it really gives a bunch of truth. And I've always been able to find whatever I'm looking for in James. What helps you motivate yourself to do your quiet time? It is hard sometimes to be motivated to always do your quiet time, especially at night if you're really tired, you just want to go to bed. But I think something that's really helped me is to get into a routine and a habit of doing it, which can be hard. I'm going to make an in-depth quiet time routine for you guys, but I think getting into a routine and getting into a habit of doing it will really help you and motivate you every single night or morning to do your quiet time. What is one or a few Bible study tips you want everyone to know? I've got a bunch of these Bible study questions, so I'm going to do a whole Bible study tip video and stuff like that. I think one thing that's been very impactful for me is taking notes. I always have a devotional to read over, whether it's on the Bible app on my phone or it's an actual devotional book. I always have a devotional to go along with during my quiet time. I think one thing that's really helped me is taking notes during the sermon you're watching, during reading your devotional, whatever you're doing, taking notes and writing down what you're listening to or learning about is very helpful in learning about Jesus. So I really encourage you to take notes during your quiet time. What's your favorite thing about this account? I get this question a lot. I love having this Christian account. I absolutely love it. God called me to start my blog almost 3 years ago, which is crazy, and I then started an Instagram and Facebook, and I keep growing. I love everything about it. I have been able to help so many people going through the same thing I am, which has really been so heartwarming to me to be able to get so many messages on Instagram that my posts have been so encouraging to them, or my posts have helped them through a difficult time in their life, which is so amazing, and I cannot believe that my account just keeps growing, and I'm so thankful. I have also learned so much more about God and grown so much in my walk with Christ through doing my account. Where do you find your devotionals? I have a lot of devotionals that I've done on the Bible app. The Bible app is a great place to do your devotionals on if you don't want an actual hard copy. But most of my devotionals I get on Amazon, or I'll just look up different devotional books on the internet. Do you have a Spotify playlist? Yes, I do. It is at Saved by Grace 179. I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check it out. I have about 4 or 5 different worship playlists, and I would love for you guys to check them out. How old were you when you asked Jesus into your heart? I gave my life to Christ July 12th, 2016. I was at Falls Creek that summer, and that's when I gave my life to Christ. I'm gonna do a whole testimony video over my whole testimony, so be watching out for that. I'm working on it. But I've written my testimony on my blog about 5 or 6 months ago, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below as well. What's your go-to worship playlist? I have one on Spotify that I made that's called Quiet Time with God, and that's the one I normally listen to the most, but I also have one that's called like upbeat worship music, and I also listen to that a lot because it's upbeat worship music and it gets me really hype. When did you get baptized and what age? So like I said, I gave my life to Christ July 12th, 2016, and I got baptized October 2nd, 2016. So it was the same year. I think I was 13? 14? I don't know. It was in 2016, so. Favorite Bible verse and chapter. My favorite Bible verse is always changing, but my favorite all-time Bible verse will definitely be the one that my whole account is centered around, which is Ephesians 2:8. I found Ephesians 2:8 when I was first starting my blog, and I read it, and that's just when I knew that that was going to be the name of my blog. What really pushed you to become an influencer? So 2016, I gave my life to Christ, and then that full year after that, I kind of lost my connection with God. My mom was going through a really hard time, and I just kind of fell from God. And then the next summer in July, I went back to Falls Creek of 2017, and I recommitted my life to Christ that year. And a couple days after Falls Creek, I felt like God was calling me to do something more than just be a follower of Him. So I just kept praying, and I was on my computer one night and I came across a Christian blog and I started reading it, and I just thought that that was something that I would love to do. I prayed about it for a couple months, and then in August is when I started my blog. And then I really enjoyed my blog and writing, so I ended up creating my Instagram. I think of October of 2017 or 18, I don't really know when I created my Instagram. Shortly after I created my Instagram, I created a Facebook page. I have really loved having this outlet to share my faith on. What do you do when you feel very far from your faith? Like I said, I've fallen from God before. I have strayed away from my faith, and it was really hard. But one thing that I think really helped me during that time was prayer, which I know can be really hard to just pray sometimes because it feels like you're talking to yourself, but it can be very powerful, and I promise you guys that God really does hear your prayers. That's one thing, and I think another thing is, like I said earlier, getting into a habit of doing a devotional or a quiet time. If you stay connected in the Word of God, then you're going to obviously grow in your faith. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Strive to know Jesus more and to get into the Word more. Testimony. I will be posting my whole testimony video on here, but I have written it on my blog, like I said earlier, so it will be linked in the description if you want to check that out. And this person also asked favorite verses and a Bible tour. I will also be doing a Bible tour video because I've gotten a lot of questions over my Bible. Favorite verses right now are Ephesians 2:8, Psalms 56:3 is also really good, 1 Corinthians 16:14, 1 John 4:4, and Jeremiah 29:11. My favorite Bible verses are always changing, but those are some of my favorites right now. When were you saved, and what has Jesus done in your life because of it? By the way, I love you. I love you too. And I was saved July 12th, 2016, and Jesus has done a lot in my life since then. He has brought me through some of the hardest trials in my life and has really helped me be a better person and just live life to the fullest. I will go more into detail in this about my testimony, but I struggled in December with losing my Nana, and the past 5 months have been really hard. on me and my family, and my relationship with Christ is the only thing that has gotten me through that. Favorite thing about being a blogger. Like I said earlier, there's a bunch of things that I really enjoy. I love the behind the scenes side of it. I love doing the writing. I love taking pictures and like posting them. I love like just everything about that side of it, but I also love the side that you guys see of me. I have also met so many new friends through social media being a blogger, and I think that is also something that I've really enjoyed. I've met some of my bestest friends through social media, so it's really so cool to be able to connect with you guys through a platform like this. Biggest struggle being a Christian. I think something that I've really struggled with, which is something that I think we all struggle with, is just like caring what other people think about you, which I went kind of into detail about this earlier, but I've really struggled with what other people think of me. You know, what they're gonna say about my beliefs, what they're gonna say about what I share on social media, what they're gonna say about who I am, you know, all of that, which the reality is that you shouldn't care what anyone thinks of you but Jesus. So that's something that I've really struggled with over the past probably year and a half, and it's something that I'm working on. And I'm trying to, you know, look to God in that situation and just tell myself that I shouldn't care what other people think of me. How do you stay firm in your faith when you get judged or aren't accepted? That's kind of what I just talked about. I have been through personal experiences where I have been judged or unaccepted because of my beliefs, and it's really hard to go through that, especially when you lose some of your closest friends because of it. But I think something that has helped me through that is just finding those good Christian friends that will help you and hold you accountable in your walk with Christ, and just knowing that the only one that you should care about what they think about you is God. Try not to care about what the people think of you, which I know is so easier said than done. What are your favorite Christian podcasts? I actually have a Christian podcast playlist on my Spotify. I'll link it down below as well. But some of my favorites are Elevation with Steven, Made for This with Jeannie Allen, Bought and Beloved with Kirby is one of my absolute favorites. I love her. And then Whoa, That's Good podcast by Sadie Robertson is also really good. So that's all the questions I'm going to be answering today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope what I said made an impact on you. If you have any questions or ever need to talk or ever have any prayer requests, don't hesitate to message me. I'm always here for you guys. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video.